Now let's take a look at the following example. Here you're asked to solve a formula for R. So let's talk about what this means before we attempt to do the problem. We have an equation, and we call this equation a formula. The reason why we would call an equation like this a formula is because it's given to us in general form. In other words, it doesn't have just one variable, it has a bunch of different variables, right? It's a relationship that's given in the general form. Now, formulas have to be given in letters because they work specifically for any number. For example, we know that the area of a rectangle is equal to the length of the rectangle times the width of the rectangle. Well, I have to give the quantities area, length, and width in terms of variables. And then if I know my, for example, length and width, I can plug them in and find the area. So we have a formula, getting back to our problem, and we want to solve this formula for R, which is the same thing as saying I'm going to solve the equation for R, right? I'm going to solve it for this variable. I'm going to try to isolate it. And this may look a little bit intimidating because there are a lot of variables, and what does it even mean to solve for R? It's not like I will know what number R equals. There are no numbers. Like I'm never going to get an answer R equals 5, for example. But we follow the exact same process. We start by asking ourselves, what is happening to R? And of course, the answer is that R is being multiplied by T, right? R is multiplied by T. How do we undo that? We divide by T. So just like we were doing in previous examples, we divide the left side of the equation by T, and we divide the right side of the equation by T, right? The T multiplying by T and dividing by T cancels each other, and we have R equals, well, I don't know what D and T are, so I can't simplify it any more than to say D over T, or D divided by T. And so I solve for R. I don't know exactly what number R equals because I don't know what D is, I don't know what T is, but in terms of D and T, I have my answer. If somebody tells me what D equals and what T equals, I can do more and actually figure out what number it is. But in the formula, when we are asked to solve for R, we just mean isolate it, right? Have it be by itself. Tell me what R is in terms of everything else. Let's take a look at the next example. M over V equals D. Again, a formula. We want to solve for M, and we do it the exact same way we did every other problem. We ask ourselves, what is happening to M, because M is what we are solving for. And of course, M is being divided by V. Well, we know how to undo division. We multiply. And so to undo the division by V, what we will do is we will multiply both sides by V. And you can say V over 1 if you want to write it in fraction form, if it's more convenient. Of course, multiplying by V and dividing by V cancels each other out. That's why we did it in the first place. So on the left side, we have M. And on the right side, we have D times V. Again, we can't simplify it any further because we don't know what D equals or V equals. We just leave our answer in this form. And so we solve for M. M equals D times V.